All right, welcome guys. Just going to give you about 15 more seconds to join the live broadcast. If you've been here every week, congratulations. You are disciplined, consistent. Those are two ingredients that you need to succeed in anything, whether you're wanting to succeed in fitness or strength training or martial arts. You have to learn the consistency habit. There's a saying that repetition is the mother of skill, so that's very important. So repetition, make sure to repeat often what you do to master something. So if repetition is the mother, then who's the father? Who's the father? Consistency. So you have to make sure to understand these two things. The mother is repetition, the father is consistency. So be consistent in your training. These talks or live broadcasts don't last very long. They last between 15 to 30 minutes only. Today is special. We'll go outside and we'll show a bit of our facility here in Castleman for the training camp. And we, as always, every week we'll do a louse time. Now, many of you last week actually dusted some old DVDs in your library, found Enter the Dragon, and actually re-watched it. And I did too. So it's just a great movie. I love it. And I know every scene by heart, and I can just almost lip sync the whole thing throughout the movie. So if you had a chance to watch the movie, there's a scene there where Bruce Lee says it's louse time, L-O-U-S-E, louse time. It just means to challenge or to insult in a way, it's like in a loving way, your beliefs or what you do, and that's something that my dad used to do with me. And with a lot of instructors, and I was privileged to do that every week with him, and I want to continue that little tradition. So today we're talking about stagnation, stagnating, and we all hit a plateau, all of us, no matter where or at what level you are in your life, in martial arts, in business, in life, in relationships, in any area, we all plateau at one point. Because of complacency, we become too comfortable. So you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And my dad told me just a very simple story. It's the dog story. I'm not sure if you heard about this story, and it goes like this. Salesman goes to a farmer. He's selling equipment and insurance. He gets to the farmer's house, meets the farmer. Great, they hit it off, and as they're walking inside the house to discuss details of payment and stuff like that, the salesman notices a dog sitting on the porch, and the dog doesn't move. It's not moving at all. And the salesman asks the farmer, "What's wrong with your dog?" "Oh, nothing, he's just sitting on the nail." "Should we help him?" "No, he's been sitting there for about a week." "You're sure we shouldn't do anything to help your dog out?" "Well, I guess," the farmer says, "it doesn't hurt enough." And that's the story. Moral of the story. Sometimes there's not enough pain. We're like in-betweeners. Tony Robbins talks about pain and pleasure, like we're all motivated by pain, pleasure. We act out of inspiration or desperation. But sometimes, some of us, some of you maybe, we're in between. There's not enough pain, and you don't see the pleasure in it, so you're like caught in between. There's not enough pain. Like that dog sitting on the nail. When will you act? When will you take action? We talk about this in other seminars. Are you going to wait until you get a disease, diabetes, obesity? If you're smoking, cancer, some people, it takes a lot of pain to act, to do something, unfortunately. Don't be like that. If we're here for fitness and martial arts, then for us it's health and fitness. Sometimes we are too comfortable. We train with the same people. We don't put ourselves out there. We're too comfortable. So in martial arts it means to change partners and to train with people who are faster than you or stronger than you. If you would eat junk food and you would immediately become 300 pounds overweight. Nobody would eat junk food. But since it's done in small doses every day, every week, every year, you slowly become bigger and bigger. And then sometimes, in most cases, it's almost too late when you're fat and obese. So you don't want that. You want to be a strong, healthy, fit individual. It doesn't mean to be fully ripped. Maybe that's your goal, maybe, and that's okay. But what I'm saying is we all have different views of what health is. And in my mind, there's some things you should be able to do. You should be able to easily run a mile or 1.6 kilometers. You should be able to do 25 push-ups. You should be able to do 100 sit-ups. Easy. You should be able to do 50 bodyweight squats. You should be able to do at least 5 pull-ups. You should be able to touch your toes easily. All these basic things you should be able to do. So don't be the dog sitting on the nail. It doesn't hurt enough to take action and to do something about it. Make sense? If you agree, give me a like give me some sort of a reaction. Now you know that we have this time together to ask questions. So if you have any questions, now's the time to put them in the comment section. On to our next step, speed. If you're a martial artist, speed should be at the top of your want to do and want to achieve things. You need speed. We have a formula for speed, and my dad taught it to me like this. Flexibility leads to speed. Speed leads to awesome power. So you need to follow that chain of thought, that progression. So first, learn to be loose. Do not be stiff and tense. Relax the body. So do everything you can to be loose and flexible of body and mind. Do not say, I can't do that. Do not say, that's too hard for me. You can learn anything. So you have to be first flexible in the mind and believe that anything is possible. That's the first step. And then you physically do it. You transfer that thought into your body. So you learn to stretch. You learn to relax. You learn to breathe. And when you do a movement, you stay very loose. That's the first part. And then you focus on mobility. You warm up correctly and you focus on being very mobile in the most range as possible. When I started doing Neigong or internal energy work many years ago, this was a very important concept that I learned. To not keep my energy tight. To learn to expand the chest, expand the body out so that I can really generate power. It's really made a big difference for me. So you need to have range of movement, or else you'll be at a point where you could do so much more. Your potential is much greater than that small amount of power, speed that you could generate. So learn to expand the body by doing different stretches and exercises that you learn in class. And we have DVDs on this if you need them, and we'll put them in the comment section for you to browse if you want. So mobility. Then that relaxation will lead to speed. You'll be very loose and snappy and crisp. And then with that speed, you'll be snappy. That means that you'll be able to transfer your power. When you hit somebody or something, you're not pushing it, you're snapping it. Like you have that shocking energy. My dad used to teach a punch called the power punch, made famous by Bruce Lee. And there's 2 types of punches. One is a push punch, and one is a shocking, the internal organs punch. And that's the one you want. I don't want to push, I want to snap. That when I hit, you hear the sound, the snap of it, and my partner really feels the impact of it. There's many drills to work speed, and we'll cover those next week. So be there next week. I'll teach a couple of drills to help with hand speed and reaction. Remember, you're only as fast as your partners. So if your partner is faster than you, then you will become faster, and then find somebody else who's faster and so forth. Put yourself out there. Don't get comfortable, and learn to adapt to different size opponents and different size partners. It's very important. So it goes back to the nail. If you're in class and you're comfortable with this person and that person, that's the wrong philosophy, wrong mentality. You have to find other people around you that you can work with. And that might mean to, like your instructor, it might mean to take some time and invest some time and some money working one-on-one with your instructor, with your Sifu. This is super important. All right, I want to take this outside and show you a bit ways that you, next week I also want to talk about ways that you can build stuff in your backyard if you have the space. I want to talk about that, and I want to continue talking about speed. So if you don't mind, just follow me outside, and we'll just take a little walk, and we'll just put our sandals on, and let's come outside, guys. All right. So as you know, this is the training camp center. This is the training camp center. So just follow me. This is where you'll be coming if you're coming to. This is where you'll be staying and training if you're coming to the training camp August 26th, 27th. This is our premier event. This is where we do all of our training, our work, our drills, our workshops. So follow me. So training camp, if you've never been to a training camp before, just being here with us, with the family, with the Sifus, is a wonderful opportunity to spend what I was talking about, that one-on-one time. If you never sit down with your instructors and your mentors and take the time to speak to them one-on-one, train with them, exchange energy, the sad thing is that you'll never really get it. You'll never really build the power and the speed or the flow that you need in your martial art training. That's why it's so important to be here and to make that small investment. You're here for about 30 hours, so you're spending about $10 an hour to be with us, to spend time with instructors and myself. You're training here in the outdoors, so the feeling, the oxygen, the energy, especially if you live out in the city, you'll appreciate working outside with us. I'm just going to take you over to our multiple timer station, and it's something that my dad really believed in, and he would talk to me about this when I was younger. I want to build a box. I want to build an area where people can just step into this area and work speed and reflexes. So he built this 8-timer or 8-pad station where we work on speed. So just over here. I'll just have Sifu Pad, he'll just step in here and he'll show us the speed that we want when doing this drill. So, you see, you always need to be improving. You always need to be thinking, what can I do to get better? Is it with different partners? Is it with equipment? And my dad just was a freak about equipment and having equipment and really building this up. So as you see inside, there's 8 pads all around. All right, all around. See if everybody's ready. and the pads are here. So see how there's a lighting system, so lights come on, and he has to either punch, kick, headbutt, elbow, knee the crap out of these pads as they light up. Okay, so I'll just turn this thing on. Okay, ready? Let's do it. Now he has to stay focused because pads are all around. He needs to work on speed, on his power, on his different strikes, different angles of attack. It just keeps you so aware, and it's so good for multiple attackers all around you. And it's just, my dad really liked exposing people to this type of training and just building your mind, your head, your reflexes. All right, good. You'll see, like, throughout the camp, our goal is what we do is train people like you to just take it to another level. Whether it's scaling walls here, whether it's doing the ladderless tower and rappelling down, the elevator, like how to fight in close quarters. There's just so much to do here, and we're super excited. This is the best time, the best event of the year for us, because we don't just look at you training. We also do the training with you. All the instructors are there, the Sifus, and if you're available, it's next week, August 26th and the 27th. I hope you take today's lessons and you put them in application about procrastination. Remember the dog story. If you're just joining us, don't be the dog, please. Remember the 3 steps to building speed and power. It first starts with flexibility. And who do you surround yourself with? Who are you training with? And if you're up for a challenge and you want to be with people who are a bit better than you, that can take you to the next level, you'll come out of the camp a different person. It'll be a new you. Your thinking, your intensity, your personal power, what you can do throughout the camp. At the end of the camp, you'll say, I don't believe it. I don't believe I was able to do that. But you'll be able to proudly wear the shirt. Guts, pride, and honor. You'll have earned the shirt, and you can wear it proudly. Until next time, I'll see you next week, 9 a.m. I'm Sibak Martin Patenaude, and we'll talk to you soon.